Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants. Before I continue ranting, there's an update because I've been very busy lately with a lot of furniture building and maintenance stuff around the home, and I had no time to do anything else. I barely had time to take a shit. I still haven't taken a shit today. That's how bad it is, and that's why you see some black plastic on the background. No, that's not me being racist. No, that's a black plastic to protect my stuff and also from prying eyes. But that's temporary. Right, before I continue, here it is. CBR. The Witcher's Yennifer casting was intended to challenge beauty standards. Well, yeah, definitely try to challenge because you casted someone who's absolutely fucking butt ugly. You know, you could have at least casted a beautiful or a pretty Indian woman. Yennifer here, I'll give her a 6.5. 6.5 tops. She is not pretty. But then again, these people are retards because they have no respect for the lore, they have no respect for the character, they have no respect for the readers, for the fans, even for the games itself, and, most specifically, for the actresses. Or the people who is going to play this shit. They don't have any respect for any of those things. They also don't have any respect for history, because this thing was actually based in Europe, medieval Europe. And guess what? Medieval Europe is almost all white, with a few exceptions of Arabs here and there, mostly around the areas where there was a lot of Islamic conquest. But that's about it. If you had any Asians, as in Chinese, yeah, that would be a sight to behold back in the day. Because the world was massive back in the day. You just couldn't grab a plane out of an airport, fly, and land in Europe. You couldn't just do that. Ah, God, I'm so tired, you know. I feel like a land whale hit me. Running, well, not running, mostly rolling, because a land whale cannot run. So she was rolling down in search of candy, and I was in the middle. That's how I feel over all of this shit. But anyway, let's read what this bitch said. In the box, Yennifer described as the most beautiful woman in the world. No, she is not. Not this bitch, nope, not even a tiny little bit. You could have found at least a goddamn good-looking Indian woman and a Hindu woman who could play this role much better. But then again, it's all about virtual signaling. Go suck a cock. This was a few years ago. Sorry. And yes, it was a few years ago, and I like to think things have changed, but when you think about people's unconscious bias, especially in the fantasy world, it felt like this world's predominantly white. Yeah, bitch, why don't you just go and splunk your goddamn fucking fat ass, start writing, well, a fantasy world based in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, for instance, or I don't know, somewhere in India. Well, I'm pretty sure they have multiple stories that they've created through all these years that it kind of fills the genre of fantasy world. You could have grabbed some of them and you could have then done it. Or, I don't know, people could watch Bollywood stuff. That would pretty much fill that fantasy world niche need or something and still have a lot of Indians in there. You could have done that. Why do you need a Netflix somewhere in Europe or America to do that? You don't need to do it. It just shows a lack of respect. Hey, if you want fantasy world, why not try Nollywood? It's actually the third most the third biggest cinema industry in the world after Bollywood and after Hollywood. You could have tried that. But no, that requires thinking, doesn't it? And SJWs are not known to think. I don't feel... There we go. Right, where was I? And I remember saying, I feel like we need to challenge what people think of what is the standard of beauty. Yeah, let me just go on and right ahead and tell you to go fuck yourself, bitch. Before I continue calling her a bitch, why not enjoy a trailer? Next, continue calling this bitch a bitch. You know, Sophia, Holland, no, Chalotra, even though she's not the prettiest woman around. Right, what was I? All right. And I remember saying, I feel like I need to challenge what people think of the standard of beauty. And having a woman of coloration in this role does incredibly powerful things to the people watching. Yeah, you're definitely not helping anything. Because people will fucking resent everything in here. Because you're changing a beloved character that people are already familiar with. You're showing to the world that you do not care about anything else. You're telling us that you are a disaster. And that it's all about the goddamn fucking retarded virtue signaling. It's all about you feeling better. It's all about feeling your ego. You're not doing anybody any favor. Why don't you go and respect the character? Why can't you just respect how things are? You can't just do what you please on an IP. You have to follow the story. You have to follow the character's description. And especially one that is happening in a fantasy world around Europe. If you're going to make a fantasy world happening, I don't know, India, that's fine. Fine, you can actually cast Chalotra or whatever her name is. Chalotra or whatever. You could do all of those things. But no, you couldn't. In fact, cast a white guy if you're going to do a fantasy world based in India. That wouldn't just work. I am sorry, that would be wrong. The same way you wouldn't cast a white guy in a fantasy world happening somewhere in sub-Saharan Africa. It's simple as that, you fucking retard. You need to respect things. And keep your goddamn fucking fat ass out of an IP. Why can't you just do it? Why am I kidding? Am I right? Why am I kidding? Anyway, she is here. Oh, by the way, this is blackwashing. Yeah. It's a pretty tiny list. Very tiny. She is Yennifer. Oh, here it is. It's Chalotra. Oopsie daisy. Here it is. Because you couldn't. You fucking couldn't respect anything. Oh. I need to replace that one. I thought I did years ago, but oh well. On that goddamn fucking hell. Have a great fucking night.